Company I, Captain Brooks.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the School of Infantry and Marine Combat Training Battalion, I would like to welcome you to today's graduation ceremony. Like Sergeant Soriano said, my name is Captain David Brooks, and I'm the company commander for Indian Company. Before I begin, I would like to take a moment to recognize the veterans in the audience. So if you have or are currently serving in the armed forces, please stand for a moment of recognition. Thank you for your service. Please take your seats. Ladies and gentlemen, MCT marks the next milestone in your loved one's new career as a Marine. The arduous journey to becoming a Marine was begun at boot camp, where they proved that they had the honor, courage, and commitment to earn the title Marine. But it's here at MCT that they are trained as a rifleman. The Marine Corps prides itself on the mantra, every Marine a rifleman, and is the only service that ensures that all of its members, regardless of MOS, are trained in the infantry skills required to survive and succeed on the battlefield. So if you would allow me, I would like to recap the arduous training that your Marines have endured over the last 29 days. During their first week here, your Marines were trained in radio communication, tactical field care, and basic land navigation. They were also introduced to combat conditioning hikes in the form of a 5-kilometer hike. During their second week here, they began the week with a 10-kilometer hike to a range training complex called Camp Day. There, over the next 9 days, they fired thousands of rounds through the M16A4 during combat marksmanship training. They fired the M240 Bravo machine gun, and they threw live hand grenades. They were also trained on and exposed to offensive and defensive operations, military operations on urban terrain, patrolling, and convoy operations. Their third week here concluded with a 15-kilometer hike back to the SOI area. Finally, your Marines endured a 24-hour battle skills reinforcement exercise, where they were forced to pull together as small units and rely on the training and all the skills that they've learned over the last 29 days to operate in a simulated battlefield environment. Every step of the way, your Marines have been evaluated and instructed by my outstanding group of combat instructors. These Marines, after successful tours in the fleet, most of them combat, were screened and selected for duty or special duty as combat instructors. They've ensured that your Marines have the tools required to succeed on the battlefield, and I'm as proud of them today as I am of the Marines standing before you. If you would allow me, I would like to turn my back so I can address the company directly. Marines of India Company, you've worked extremely hard over the last 29 days, and you've earned the right to enjoy today. Remember the skills imparted to you by your combat instructors. Though I know you will probably not realize it until you are called to use them, they have ensured that you will succeed on the battlefield. Good luck at your follow-on schools and in your careers in the Marine Corps. Simplified Ellis. Again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for attending today's ceremony. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day here at SOI. Simplified.
Take your pump! Marines to be recognized! Turn! Halt!
At Marine Combat Training Battalion, the battalion commander is authorized to recognize the one student who has demonstrated superior performance and exceptional leadership ability by designating him as a company honorman. Today's honorman will receive a plaque from the Marine Corps Association and will receive a certificate of commendation from the battalion commander. Ladies and gentlemen, please hold your applause until all of the honor graduates have received their awards. United States Marine Corps Certificate of Commendation, the Commanding Officer, Marine Combat Training Battalion, takes pleasure in commending Private First Class Logan M. Rock for superior performance while undergoing Marine Combat Training from 22 October 2013 to 19 November 2013 at India Company Marine Combat Training Battalion, School of Infantry West, Camp Pendleton, California. Throughout this challenging 29-day period, PFC Rock demonstrated extraordinary performance of duties during all phases of academic and practical application training. In recognition of his accomplishments, PFC Rock was selected as a company honorman, the only Marine selected in a company of 387 Marines. PFC Rock's dedication to the Marine Corps and his fellow Marines reflect a great credit upon him and is in keeping with the highest traditions of the United States Marine Corps. Signed, K.M. Stoddard, Lieutenant Colonel, United States Marine Corps, Commanding. PFC Rock hails from La Porte, Indiana. His MOS is 6251, fixed-wing aircraft airframe mechanic. He will be attending school at Pensacola, Florida. In addition to the company honorman, Marine Combat Training Battalion recognizes those Marines whose motivation and dedication have served as an inspiration to their fellow Marines throughout this physically and mentally challenging training cycle. Whether it is on a forced march, on patrol, or just conducting field day, these Marines can be expected to give 100% effort. At this time, we would like to recognize the Marine that excelled in academic excellence and gun corps recipient. United States Marine Corps Private Matthew D. Rance was on the 19th day of November 2013 the subject of a meritorious mass conducted by the commanding officer, Marine Combat Training Battalion, School of Infantry West, Camp Pendleton, California, for outstanding service as follows. During the period from 22 October 2013 to 19 November 2013, while serving as a student in India Company Marine Combat Training Battalion, you consistently perform your duties in an exemplary and highly professional manner by scoring higher on the written test and on the performance evaluations than any of your peers, making you the academic leader for the company with an overall average of 99.70%. Your devotion to duty and tireless efforts reflect a great credit upon you and were in keeping with the highest traditions of the United States Marine Corps. Signed, K.M. Stoddard, Lieutenant Colonel, United States Marine Corps, Commanding. Private Ransom hails from Van Horn, Iowa. His MOS is 0111, Administrative Specialist, who will be attending school at Camp Lejeune, North Carolina. United States Marine Corps Private Juan M. Esquivel was on the 19th day of November 2013 the subject of a meritorious mass conducted by the commanding officer, Marine Combat Training Battalion, School of Infantry West, Camp Pendleton, California, for outstanding service as follows. During the period from 22 October 2013 to 19 November 2013, while serving as a student in India Company Marine Combat Training Battalion, you consistently perform your duties in an exemplary and highly professional manner. Your motivation, enthusiasm, and unselfishness caused your peers to select you as the Marine they would most like to serve with again. As such, you have been awarded the Gun Corps Award for India Company. Your devotion to duty and tireless efforts reflect a great credit upon you and were in keeping with the highest traditions of the United States Marine Corps. Signed, K.M. Stoddard, Lieutenant Colonel, United States Marine Corps, Commanding. Private Esquivel hails from Watertown, Wisconsin. His MOS is 6300, Basic Avionics. He will be attending school at Pensacola, Florida.